Section 3.3, homework problem number 3. In this problem, we're going to demonstrate how to use bundled objects such as cubes and toothpicks to show students how subtraction of multi-digits works. And so they will understand the standard algorithm of subtraction better. And here we look at the example, 142 minus 83. And we know when we teach students, and this is what we tell them to do. So we first tell them we try to line up, first of all, we line up the place values, ones and tens and hundreds. And we start from the ones place, and we do 2 minus 3, which is not enough. So we're going to borrow from the tens place, and we mark out this 4 and replace it with 3 because this 4 is we're going to borrow from this 4, and that will increase this to a 12 because we borrow 10 from 4 tens. That's reduced down to 3 tens, so that's a little 3 up here. And then this 2, we can also mark it out and put a 12 up there because 2 plus 10 we borrowed, that's a total of 12. So then we do 12 minus 3, that gives us 9 right here. And next we do the 10, subtract the tens place. So we have 3 tens minus 8 tens, that's not enough. So we're going to borrow from that 100, and that means this place 1 is reduced to 0. After we borrow 100, which is like 10 tens, and plus 3 tens together, we get a 13 tens, and 13 tens minus 8 tens, that gives us 5 tens. So that's how we teach the students to do subtraction using this standard algorithm. So first of all, we're assuming everybody already knows how to do this. Now we're going to explain to students. So instead of asking them to memorize all these steps, and we're going to use real objects to demonstrate to them why we subtracted this way. So first of all, we're going to use objects. Now for us, for homework, you only need to use drawings. And because I don't want you to spend a lot of time making a video, because using real objects, so all you have to do is to use drawings. And secondly, you could use different objects to represent different place values. For example, in this case, we have a circle that represents actually 1, and this long line actually represents the place value of 10, and this box represents the place value of 100. But when we teach in elementary school classrooms, we want to make sure we use this first of all, real objects instead of drawing, because drawings are more abstract than real objects for them. And secondly, we want to be consistent. We don't want to use different objects like we're doing now, because we as advanced learners, we already know how to do these, and we understand we can use different objects to represent different place values. But for beginners, especially the third graders, second graders, it's going to be hard for them to understand. So you want to be consistent. You don't want to bring 3 different types of objects to represent 3 different place values. So you want to use the same object. For example, you can use 1 toothpick to represent 1, and then you're going to use 10 toothpicks bundled together, as I showed in class, during our class, to represent 10. And then you're going to really take 10 of these bundles I'm going to just draw a few of them instead of all of them. So you're going to bundle all of them together to make 100. So like that. Okay, so of course we got more here. So that's 100. So we want to use a real one single object, the same object. We don't want to use a circle like and toothpicks and then a box, 3 different things, because it's going to be very difficult for them to understand. Okay, so but because for us, we can understand different objects can represent different place values, and it makes us drawing a little easier. As you can see, drawing 100 toothpicks, it really takes time. That's why we want to use different objects here. Okay, so but we need to know it's really the same objects. So we start when we do subtraction. We are going to start with 142. So we demonstrate this number as we did in chapter 1. So again, 100 is a box. So this is 100, and we have 4 tens. Each of the line is a 10. So 1 10, 2 10, 3 10, 4 tens. And then each of the circle is 1. So we have 1 and 2 together. All of these three together, and that's 142. And now we're going to do subtraction. And by the way, we don't need to use toothpicks to demonstrate 83 because you are holding these many toothpicks. You're gonna give somebody, let's say your friend asks for 83 toothpicks. So you're gonna take 83 toothpicks from what you are holding in your hands to give it to your friend. So that's why we don't really need, it's not addition. When we do addition, we do need to, so if I change this to addition problem, we do need to demonstrate 8 of these and then 3 of these and then combine all of these toothpicks together. But for subtraction, we don't need to. So you can see we just leave the number 83 here because we're going to get 83 from here or delete 83 from here. Okay, so let's see first. So let's say that's the toothpicks you're holding in your hands, and the ones highlighted in yellow, and you're going to try to give your friend 83. And notice, so you can start from the ones place, 3. So you're trying to give your friend 3 toothpicks. But notice that what we only have 2 single toothpicks, which is not enough. We only have 2, 1 and 2. And that's not enough to give 3 to your friends. So what we're going to do is we are going to break apart one of the tens. So we're going to take one of the, so remember this line here represents literally this picture. It's a bundle of 10. So we're going to take the rubber band off, and take one, again, we don't need all of them. We just take one of the tens, as you can see in the picture right here. So we're going to break it apart. So take the rubber band off and break it apart. And remember this, when you break this apart, you're going to get 10 toothpicks. Over here, and they're using circles. So this will be turned into another 10 circles, little circles here. So as you can see, that's why they have these right there. Okay. And so we're going to use multiple. But again, the best way is to make a video to demonstrate the change, the process of breaking apart and subtraction. But again, that takes a lot of time. So when you do the homework drawings, you may want to make sure you show several different pictures. That way we can see what you're doing. So instead of just using, if you just use this picture, it's just very confusing. So we want you to do at least like what they did here, 4 different drawings. So start with, this is how many we started with. And step 1, so this is, I guess we can call this step 1. In step 2, we break apart that one of the tens. You can see right here, we break this apart, and it's going to become loose, like 10 individual toothpicks right there. In the drawings, 10 circles. So remember, this corresponds to the process of borrowing. So if you remember what we just did here, we took one of the 4 tens and borrow it from here. So it's like take this one, and that becomes 10 of them, added 10 toothpicks, adding to the 2 toothpicks here. That increases to a 12, but that reduces the 10 bundles from 4 of them to 3 of them. So that's why this number is 3. 4 is reduced down to a 3. Okay, so now this explains why we're doing the first step that way. So now we can do subtraction now, because we have a total of, originally we had 2, and we borrowed a break apart one of them, 10 bundle, to get 10, so we have a 12. and we can give our friend 3 of them. So you can cross out 1, 2, 3 of them as shown in the next step. So we're going to just look at the next step right here, and notice they cross out 1, 2, 3, and these 3 to give to your friends. So we gave the friend 3 toothpicks. Now we're going to give our friend 80 toothpicks. So we're going to move to look at the 10 bundles. So we have 1, 2, 3, because one of them was already broken apart and gave some of them to the friend. So now we only have 10 bundles, but we need to give our friend 8 bundles, so that's not enough. But we have a big bundle right here, which is the 100 bundle, and which is this picture right here. So when you take this 100 bundle apart, you're gonna get 10 of these. So that's the word 100 equals 10 tens. So when you have 10 of these, let's see what we have added here. So you're gonna cross this out. So take off the rubber band, and it's going to be turned into 10 of these 10 of these. It should look like this. To make things easier, we just draw a long line here. Okay, which is the next step here, you can see. And now we have 10 bundles plus the 3. Altogether, it's 13, as you can see why we have 13 here. So we have 13 10 bundles. Now we can give our friend 8 of them. So as you can see in the final step, they cross out 8 of them. 1, 2, 3 here, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So now let's see what we have left. Again, this 100 bundle does not exist anymore because we took it apart, and it was turned into a 10 bundles. So let's see what we have left. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Each of them is a 10, so that's 50. And then we have those little circles representing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's together, it's 59. That's why 59 here. Okay, so this process using real objects to demonstrate the subtraction, this exactly shows the regrouping, like how we break it apart and how we add them together so we can have enough to do subtraction.